This is the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast, bringing you current events, news, NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, UFC, boxing, and more. Make sure to hit us up on the website, thesportshound.com. And now, here's your host, Tigsta.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast with yours truly, Tigsta. We got a lot going on in the sports world. As far as the NFL season goes, we're down to the Final Four, baby. We got two of the AFC's best against each other going on this Sunday, and then you have the NFC's best, all 1 and 2 seeds. What can you say? All right, let's dig into this as we have it. Let's get into the AFC Championship game, which features the New England Patriots traveling to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. So now let's get into this matchup. We have Brady against Mahomes, the old versus the new. My opinion of this whole game is like this. I think what's going to happen is New England is about to punch their ticket to another Super Bowl. With that being said, the reason why I say this is because, is because Kansas City's defense is very, very suspect, just to say the least. They did decent going up against, in the preseason game that just passed, going up against, who did Kansas City play? Kansas City played the Colts. Colts were hot going to the end of the season, going into the playoffs. I think they ran off, 9 straight? But you know, when you run off that many games straight, you're bound to have that one game that just doesn't go your way. And that's what happened to me. That's what I see happening to the Colts this past weekend against Kansas City, giving Kansas City the win. Kansas City's defense did step up, but most part, what I took from it was the fact that Luck had his bad game. You know, overthrown passes, short passes, and so forth like that. But not to knock Kansas City. They capitalized on the mistakes. They capitalized on the miscues that the Colts offense had, and they produced. But this is a whole different beast going up against Brady and the Patriots. It's not like their first rodeo. We know this dynasty has been around since 2001 with, not to say the Tuck rule, but I said the Tuck rule. Yes, I said it. But anyway, yeah, man, this Belichick and Brady, they're going to ride this thing until the wheels fall off. They're not even close to being done because it's like they flip that switch every postseason and try to get that run. I don't know exactly the number of AFC Championship appearances that New England has made, but boy, it's got to be damn near record setting. It seems like every year they're in contention. They're in contention every year. But as far as the Patriots going up against the Chiefs have a very high-octane offense with Mahomes back there, but he is surrounded by weapons. That's the one thing that you have to pay attention to with Kansas City. Their weapons on offense. They can throw up points with the best of them, but so can Brady. With this last game that they had, doing what they did to the Chargers, throwing up 35 points at halftime, by halftime, it was 35-7, I think the score was at halftime. It was over then, you know. But the Chargers just didn't run their defense the way they should have ran. Going up against Brady, Brady has a lot of. There's not really a pass rush that can take Brady out of his game for the fact that he has those quick releases, short passes, and you let the receivers or running backs, depending on who's coming out of the backfield and receiving the ball, he lets them do the business as far as, making it a tremendous play. It's not his arm anymore, and he understands this. He doesn't have to go deep to a Randy Moss anymore. You know what I mean? It's let everybody he'll nick and cut you all the way down the field for a touchdown. And by the time you looked up, the other team's offense has been on the sideline, cold, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for this 6, 7 minute drive, the end so they can go on the field and do their thing. Brady is a master of this. He will make your offense go stagnant by standing on the sideline, watching him take his team, whatever it is, 75 yards down the pay dirt with a 7, 6 minute drive. It's just that fundamental. He knows what he's doing. He's done seen every defense that you can throw at him. There's nothing that's going to throw him off or catch him by surprise. You might get him by surprise by a play or two, but all in all, that's not going to help you any, because if he keeps scoring touchdowns, you pray that you can do the same thing and match him point for point, because it's going to get to the point where, especially if you're one of those teams that rely on running the ball, if he gets the score so far ahead, your team is going to have to scrap running the ball on offense and go straight to the air, and that's when they're going to tee off on you, when they make you one-dimensional. See, New England has a good defense, but it's not the greatest, but it doesn't have to be the greatest, because the way they work as a team. It's a unit. It's not one player that's greater than the sum of its parts. It's all equal. They all have a equal share in making this thing go. And if they force you into a situation where they no longer have to worry about the run and just focus on the pass, they're going to throw the safeties help out there, and they're going to have help on every receiver you have. So with Kansas City facing New England, I think that's just another thing of what Brady is what he's planning on, him and Belichick is planning on doing. Keep their offense on the sideline, score touchdowns at the end of your drives. Do not settle for field goals, and let them try to play catch up and eliminate their run game, because Kansas City running the ball is tremendous. They have quick speed, and they can also use those running backs as receivers also in your screen passes, bubble passes, whatever you want to do. But like I said, you can't throw nothing at Brady that he has not faced already in his long, lustrous career. The dude is hands down the GOAT. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not even a personal Patriot fan. But to be even and not be biased towards one or the other and just call it as I see it, New England's going to the Super Bowl. That's all I see. Now, Kansas City is going to try to do everything they can to do the same thing. You know what I mean? But Mahomes haven't been there. This is his first year starting. You know what I mean? He's never, took this team and did anything. And plus, his time will come, you would think, with what they have. But if that other side of the ball on the defense does not, play middle of the pack, you could be ranked. I say if they were ranked 15, 14, they'll give their team, because, they're offense scores, man. They give you a lot of yards. They give you a lot of touches. They give you a lot of points. But we talk about Brady. Brady's been there. He done that. He scored as many points. He done had as many touches and threw as many yards up out on the field as the best of them. So you're not going to bring in anything to the table that he's not aware of or have not during his career, something he has not have had to face. So, yeah, I'm picking New England over Kansas City. Yeah, man, that's going to be a fun game to watch. The only kind of edge I would give the Kansas City is the fact that they will be playing in Kansas City at Arrowhead. That's a big, big plus for Kansas City to have the fans on their side, with all those screaming people out there, making it hard for Brady to hear for his teammates to hear his play call or changing up at the line of scrimmage. But I'm pretty sure he's prepared for that. This is not his first rodeo. Like I said, this dude done seen it. He knows how to prepare for it. He knows what to expect. There's no jitters. It's just business as usual. And So from the AFC, my pick is going to be the New England Patriots, and I say that they're going to beat Kansas City. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as you think. I think it's going to be a straight chess match. I'm assuming that what the score is going to be, The score is going to be, I'm going to say 27 to 24. I'm going to make it just like that. It's going to be close. I say 27-24. New England. So they're going to win by a field goal, which this is how New England always, if you ever pay attention to their title runs, their kicker played a big part in it. This is to get to that title run, and their kicker is going to play a big part of it. I think it's going to come down to Brady with the ball last, and all they need to do is take the field goal and eliminate the tie. It's going to be 24-24 in the fourth quarter. Brady with the ball, driving down. With 3 seconds left on the clock, they're going to hit their timeout. They're not going to get a touchdown, but their kicker's going to come in and win the game. There it is. You heard it here first. So, yep, 24-27, Patriots over the Chiefs, AFC Championship game.
You want sports? We got it right here. This is the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast.
Now, for the NFC Championship game, we have the matchup of the Los Angeles Rams versus the New Orleans Saints. This game will take place in New Orleans, Breeze house, and as we know, Breeze is undefeated at home in the postseason. That's what they wanted the number one seed for, was to get it. These two teams played before this season, during the season regular season game, and New Orleans took it to them. But they both were playing. They both can throw up points. That's another high scoring team is the Rams now. Saints also though. But like I said, they're at home. So now you have the Rams traveling to New Orleans to face the Saints for the NFC Championship. This game here is another one that's going to come to the vet Breeze versus Goff, the young quarterback of the Rams. The Rams too also have a lot of talent on this team. Offensively, they have talent, especially with the addition of A.J. Anderson, who was a free agent this past weekend with the Rams facing the Cowboys. They had two 100-plus yard rushers with Gurley and Anderson. I mean, they just ran at will all over the Cowboys. This is what nothing the Cowboys can do. I mean, they just ran. And then they also, on that defense, put the clamps on Ezekiel Elliott, not allowing him to take over the game. Amari Cooper did catch a touchdown, but that's pretty much it, because you had Marcus Peters on them. They even was jaw-jacking, going back and forth also, and then after the game, too, they confronted each other, but Peters got in his head, because I've never seen Amari Cooper act out the way he did towards Peters during the game and after the game. He was distraught. He was out of it. And Peters was quoted as saying that he choked him out. You know what I mean? He wasn't nothing he can do. He wanted to cry for his mama. That's just how he is. And he said that's the reason why the Raiders got rid of him. You know what I mean? The mental fortitude, I don't know if Cooper has that. When I look at Cooper, he runs great routes, don't get me wrong. But I do not see him as a number one receiver. All I see him as is the possession dude, to keep the chains moving. You know what I mean? If it's 3rd and 5, you can hit him at 6. Now, maybe he might break a tackle or two and can take it further, but if not, he at least gets the first down. But the defense that the Rams have with Aqib, Talib, and Peters, that's solid. And then not to mention their front four with Dominican Sue, and so forth. The defensive end that they got from Jacksonville, man, I mean, their front four is solid. I mean, you don't even have to stack the box with these 4 cats up there up front, because they can just get to the quarterback by themselves. They don't need help. So that allows you to use your corners and your safeties out for the receivers. You know what I mean? But here we go. You're going against Drew Brees, just like when I mentioned about Brady and the Patriots going up the Chiefs. The thing that gives New England their edge is Brady. he's been there. He's done this. Breeze is another one. He might only have one Super Bowl win, but he has a Super Bowl win. He's been there. So I look to this game to be one of those high scoring games because both of them have good defense, but against a high powered offense, they give up points. And these two high powered offenses is about to go heads up this Sunday for the NFC Championship to punch their ticket to go to the Super Bowl to face the winner of the Chiefs and the Patriots. So this Sunday should be real active sport-wise in football. We're coming down to it. Like I said, there's 2 games left, and then on a 2-week hiatus, they come back, Super Bowl time. Then we get to go ahead and see who's left standing and who's going to get the victory. But until then, you have to win the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game to get there. So, with that being said, back to the NFC, the Rams, man, they got a solid run game. Their run game is what's going to make this offense peak. If they have a chance, they have to be able to run the ball. If some way, somehow, the Saints stop the Rams' rushing attack, if they can just keep it to a minimum, Rams is in trouble. Rams is in trouble because then they're going to have to go ahead and figure out in the air or maybe use Gurley as a receiver out the backfield, or you throw him out wide and, do all that kind of, different showing the, defense different looks just to keep them on their heels. You don't want them to be able to have, like, any kind of tip of the hat as far as what kind of plays you're running and who's it going to. So this will be a solid chess match. Sean Payton, like I said, he's been around. Coming from Dallas, going to the Saints. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing too, like Belichick. Now, and you figure Breeze is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback just like Brady is. That's what that two matchup. Now that's a matchup I would love to see, and I'm picking the Saints to win too. The score for this game against the Rams for the NFC Championship, I'm going to go out there and say that the final score is going to be 38-28. That's right, 38-28. Saints. Saints is going to get them by 10 points. That home factor. Once they get to going, it's going to be hard. And the crowd is on their side too, though. So you see, that's the thing. But the reason why I'm going with the Saints is because the veteran quarterback they have, who's not going to get rattled. Like I said, you got another young dude in golf coming there into that atmosphere. The playoffs is a way different beast compared to the regular season. Regular season, you try to collect as many wins as you can, but you always have tomorrow. Playoffs, there ain't no tomorrow. Tomorrow? You talk about tomorrow? You know what I mean? In the playoffs. So, man, if you lose, it's bye-bye. You know what I mean? You gone. You know what I mean? So, yeah. This is going to be a fun AFC NFC Championship. And like I said, you got the 1 and 2 seeds left. You got the 2-1 seeds with Kansas City, and you got the 1 seed with New Orleans against the 2 seeds of the Rams and the 2 seed of the Patriots. So now we about to get down to the nitty-gritty, But like I said, difference between NFC, AFC situations, Breeze needs to be at home. Brady just needs to be in the game. That's the difference. That's why Brady got this many rings and Breeze has 1. Difference. So, yeah, but to see them two, if them two make it to the Super Bowl and you have Brady versus Breeze, oh my God. Boy, this could be a Super Bowl for the ages. You feel me? Super Bowl for the ages. That's going to have to be one you mark down and watch these two dudes go, because they're not going to be around that much longer, to be honest with you. Both, one's 40, one's pushing 40. They've been around for years. We know that day is going to come when they decide to hang up the cleats and be like, I'm done. You know what I mean? So right now we have to admire it, respect it, and just be like, you know what? I witnessed that game when it happened. And I guarantee you, well, I ain't going to guarantee you. I'm hoping that game, that Super Bowl, if it's the Saints versus the Patriots, it goes down in history as one of the best Super Bowls ever. So with that being said, that's my picks. We're going to see what happens. This is Tixter. You're listening to the Sports Hound Real Sports Bark Podcast, episode 17. And I'm out.
Thanks for checking out the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast. For more exclusive content, follow us on all social media. Twitter, Sports Hound 24/7. Instagram, Sports Hound Media. Facebook, Sports Hound Media. And on the website at thesportshound.com. And tell your damn friends about the hottest sports podcast on the web.